Well guys, you may be hearing a very rare change of opinion from one Von Fry. Back in college, I picked up this game Resident Evil 4 on the PlayStation 2, and honestly, I wasn't turned on by this. I realized it was originally on the GameCube 2005 before being ported over to the PlayStation 2 later that year, and has since appeared on many a console. But I was put off by this brown, messy look. It didn't strike me as all that Resident Evil, and the controls just did not fit what was coming at me in this environment. I went back to playing Xbox 360 and that was that. Well, I get this message from Xbox Game Pass saying that leaving soon, Resident Evil 4, and I thought, I have 1 week. Can I grind this out and get that 1000 gamer score, complete this game? Which I did. And to be honest with you, I'm quite glad that I gave this game a second chance. So Resident Evil 4 puts us in the shoes of Leon Kennedy, protagonist of Resident Evil 2. He's now with some group assigned to rescue the president's daughter, Ashley, a college student abducted on vacation. Leon comes to this village where everybody's acting weird, but they're not quite zombies. Instead, it's the Los Plagos incident. It's not an umbrella virus, it's a parasite inside the people. And sometimes they'll sprout a head and try to come at you. There's a religious leader behind all this. There's a castle, there's an island full of paramilitary, zombie-like troops. And so it's up to Leon to not only rescue the president's daughter, but save the world. And you know what? I found this game really quite engrossing. It brought Resident Evil's puzzle-solving, zombie cameo-type mechanics to a bigger stage. Eschewing the pre-rendered backgrounds, we're now put in full 3D. Not Code Veronica kind of quasi between the two, but now we have the over-the-shoulder look that we now see in many games. The voice acting is heightened, and I actually felt for the characters here, more so than I anticipated. And though she doesn't say a whole lot, Ashley is strapped with that awesome rack, and I definitely felt like saving her.
I see that the president's equipped his daughter with ballistics, too.
How rude! And I don't believe there's any relevance with my figure and my standing.
Even though the GameCube's North American release's jiggle physics didn't quite make this port. I got the Resident Evil feel, but I also felt a lot of Metal Gear to this, particularly Metal Gear Solid 3. Felt like some of these boss battles and things I'm doing sniping at people, maybe this is the stepping stone that took Resident Evil in the wrong direction, kind of the point at which all starts to go wrong. That's not to say Resident Evil 4 isn't a great game, but putting these quick time events into your cutscenes, you can start to see how maybe that mixes the message, getting people to think, oh, we want more of this. I still have to continue to knock the controls. I never had a problem with the tank controls in RE or RE2. Honestly, if you are running in a given direction, you are still going to run in that direction by holding up. Any gamer who was thrown off by camera angle cuts was just a total dolt. And I liked the fact that you had some auto-aiming. You line up with the target and you shot them. In this game, you are presented with a full 3D environment. Infected parasite dudes approach you from all angles and you have no ability to sidestep. You can't turn terribly fast. You're entirely stationary when you aim with just the right stick. And I was tough on Gears of War for feeling antiquated. It takes a good 2 hours to get accustomed to these controls and feel how dated they are. To my total shock, I was able to master the shooting range, unlock everything, complete the game, and not hate myself doing it. You know what, the story's not that bad, but I do think there is a bit of a problem with this Plan 9 from outer space villain logic. Okay, so you're gonna spread your parasites to the United States by implanting them in the president's daughter, have her come to the United States, and then everybody's gonna get infected. Why did it have to be her? Couldn't it have just been anybody? Could you have taken over a cruise ship, and then when everybody gets back home, they start to feel sick? There are easier ways to go about this. You do have some awkward transitions to the radio, and that feels a little Metal Gear Solid 3 to me also. In fact, isn't it just easier to have a radio buddy who talks to you, maybe in the downtime when you're not busy with the action? I mean, just one recent example that pulls that off well. Look no further than Blair Witch. Perhaps my biggest surprise with this game is that it managed to be scary, like chilling, with just the noises, the sounds from the village, the moaning, the weird chants from people. The music would really drive this dreaded fear in me. and there was only one jump scare in the entire game. Though it is leaving Xbox Game Pass, I do recommend that you pick up this digital version of Resident Evil 4 for the current systems. It's in HD, but it's not a remake in the sense that Resident Evil 2 from last year was. It retains all the core mechanics, for better or worse. You have the dated sound effects that have a Resident Evil feel to them. The voice acting certainly a lot better than you ever got on the PlayStation. It looks HD, but also not at the same time. It doesn't look like a modern game. It looks like the best the GameCube PS2 era could muster. Just fit for your current screen. And it's a hell of a challenge that's actually fun. And if you're looking for some tips on your professional run, be sure to farm some golden eggs early. The gold and the brown sell for pretty well. You can stock up on these, give them to the merchant that you meet under the cave, and then just come back up. And when the chickens lay an egg, they lay one apiece. You pick it up. If it's not white, keep it. Reload the area, rinse and repeat. You earn about 10,000 per 10 minutes. Try to do this till you have about 250,000 extra currency. That way you can easily get whatever upgrades you want and have a spare rocket launcher for each boss encounter. I give Resident Evil 4, in the current state of which I played this, a 9.2 out of 10. So we're at the part of the video where I have to beg you to hit the subscribe button and ring that bell, because subscribe doesn't really account to anything other than YouTube might someday send me a plaque.